Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. And see, there's a little bit of a delay there because I haven't been at the computer for 2 weeks. I've been out on the road, Las Vegas, and what have you. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the numbers count down. I look up on the right side and say, I didn't hit the go live button. So I had to start all over again.
Yeah, but you've made that same mistake when...
Right. They're familiar with me screwing that up.
Right.
13 people already. See, they know what they know what it's a special show for them.
They sure do, because they get to be the star of the show.
Look at that. Zabrowski, Tom almost came in about the same time, but Jerry Plant was right there in the number one slot. Walter Swenson, he's home. Yeah, hey, Walter, we had about 5 inches of rain here. It's still raining today.
He's there.
Good evening. No. Oh, yeah, he is. I thought he was. Oh, maybe he's going home. I thought he was going home for Christmas. Yeah, you're right. How much did you get up there, Walter? We got slaughtered. It'll fill the lakes all back up. Don Haas, good evening from Rockport, Texas. I hope Pat is doing well, Don, in the recovery. Tony Barthel, Buenos nachos. Does that mean more nachos? Is Tony snacking on nachos? Or does it mean something else? Jim Conboy, evening all. Welcome, Jim. Jim, you're going to have a lot of business tomorrow if you're getting you're not getting the rain that we're getting down here, but if you...
No, we're only 1,500 miles away, Bob.
Great. Oh, it's not
the same weather.
That way. All right.
Now,
Maria is here. Thank you.
You know what's so nice? That we've got all these people coming in, but the only reason we're able to have this show is because of our great sponsors, which are the folks at Seacoast RV.
That is
Route
true.
1 in Saco, Maine. Family fun. And they've got crops, they've got elevation, they've got Winnebago products, and they've got how many Labrador dogs? 3 black labs?
Four. Three
black and 1 yellow.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they call that golden.
Golden. No, that's golden retrievers.
Yeah. And speaking about crop, Trevor Crop was awarded 40 under 40 by RV Pro magazine. I should have put a picture in there. I didn't put a picture in, but he got the award at the RVDA convention in Las Vegas. I'll try to.
I heard you got one of the 8 under 80.
Yeah. No, the 8 close to 80.
8 close.
I'm not there yet. But they see they have to put it up early in case you don't make it to 80. Then they say, look at it's too bad, but he was really close. We'll give it to him posthumously, whatever the hell they call that. But
yeah, something like that. That means they don't have to invite your family to the dinner.
That's right.
That's what it means. They save money that way.
Saves in one program.
Great group. Again, thanks to our friends at Seacoast. Tony's in New Mexico. Oh, Peggy's in New Mexico. I don't know where Tony is. He's probably there.
Probably. He says we've been.
Are they on separate computers, Tony?
Waiting with bated breath, which honestly needs mouthwash. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mike Sokol jumped on tonight.
Funkstown. Is that really where he lives?
Boy, you better be careful with that, Mike. You better not hit the wrong key on the typewriter.
Yeah. Sandy is
Swenson, 3 inches so far. Still heavy rain right now. Peggy's on the other side of New Mexico, I guess.
Hey, Walter Swenson, I need you to walk me through RV Life Trip Wizard again. I've got putting this other trip together. I cannot remember how to do RV Life Trip Wizard.
Trained once and forgot it.
I learned it. Walter helped me out. He walked me through it. Hi, Sandy.
Hello, Sandy from Washington.
Computers, so we can make.
And who we got here? Tony. Yeah, we're on separate computers. Okay. And Jim Roy is also here with Silver Moose Restoration. Nice to have everybody here tonight. What would you like to start with tonight? We got a bunch of stuff for these.
You know what, Bob? Let's start with that sad note that we forgot that we didn't have room to mention last week with our 100-year-old friend up in the great state of Vermont.
Yeah, we lost John Mickelson, the founder, with his wife Grace, at Mickelson's RV Sales and Rentals up in East Montpelier, Vermont. He just turned 100 years old in, I believe, October. Great family man, great company man. We will certainly miss him. Grace is still alive and hopefully doing well.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
And
Bruce and Connie, who are the children of John and Grace, are running the company, and now we have the third generation Olivia Mickelson coming along. So
now it should also be said that we had an interview scheduled with them. They were supposed to be on the show 2-3 weeks ago, and he took sick about a week before, and then we were going to tape a session with him, and it wasn't to be. But you know what? When you get to be 100, you had a good run.
It is.
I'm not minimizing it, but you know what? 100 years old. Plus, the business is still going, which has got to make him feel well.
His name is still on the building, right?
Yep, exactly, and not for sale. So anyway, what else? There's so many other things.
Were you in jail? Were you in jail today, John?
I was in jail today, and I busted out of jail.
You did.
I busted out of jail. Chris Doherty and I were in Boylston, Massachusetts, for the Worcester County Jail and House of Correction. And we were there presenting certificates to another group of 12 residents who took the RVTI level 1. Is it level 1? I believe it is.
Level 1
course. Yeah. So that when they have different surroundings, they'll be able to be employed in the RV industry. And Sheriff Lou Evangelitis has just been such a big booster of the program. I know when I talked to him almost 2 years ago, because I saw that RVTI had put this program together at a women's facility in Texas, I said, you know what, let's bring this right to Central Mass. And Lou couldn't have been nicer in getting it going. So I believe we have some video.
Yeah, this is the third class ceremony that was trained up down there.
So Lou, another great program, and you know what? The participants themselves thank you in their own words. That has to be gratifying.
It is. I mean, this is what makes being sheriff a special job. We have started to bring as many innovative programs in here as we could, and the most important thing you can provide people are job skills in a lot of ways. You have to give them help them get a place to live, help them get substance treatment programming if they need it. But at the end of the day, a job is the greatest social program. And this program we brought in, and thanks to you as well, and Chris, come in and teach RV training programs so people can learn how to service RVs. These are high-paying jobs. They get them right out of here, so they get a 6-week training program. They have to take and pass, which is tomorrow, the RV program. And then after that, they actually get to get out of here once they get released, and they get jobs waiting for them, paying starting at $30 plus $40 an hour, provide for their families, live a better life, and they got those skills right here at the Worcester County Jail and House of Correction. So I'm really proud of our staff, our team here that works hard to provide these opportunities for people, and they take advantage of them, and today was the day to celebrate that.
There you go. You hit a home run with that one, John. Tremendous program, doing well for the neighborhood, doing well for the sheriff, doing well for the inmates. Let's make sure we got quite a crowd tonight. 24 up there.
Our friend Mr. Kessler is here.
Let's see. We had Sandy, we had Tony, we had Jim, Bernie, Uncle Bernie. Bernie, were you late? Oh, you were. You apologize for being tardy. Okay.
Yeah, but we got to give Bernie credit because Bernie stepped in at the last minute last week.
That's right.
And you know what? Bernie has done yeoman.
Last week he was scheduled because I was in Las Vegas, but the week before was when I ran into all the trouble and couldn't.
That's right. Yeah, when you were coming back from the Eagles.
Right. I was in a hotel that didn't want to cooperate. So that night, Uncle Bernie, in 5 minutes notice, got cleaned up and looking good and popped up on the screen at 7:00 as if anybody didn't notice what was going on. So we really appreciated Uncle Bernie for being there and being part of the team.
Yeah. And, Kessler's here. Frank Palange is here.
You get to get Frank. Hello, Kim. We haven't seen you for a while. Two Feathers is here again. Hi, Brian.
Kessler is.
There you go. Good evening, gentlemen.
He's got a situation up there because his coach has been stealing signals.
Yeah.
And
no, you got the wrong school.
No. It's Michigan State. You don't think the University of Michigan would do anything illegal?
John, it's the University of Michigan.
It's got to be Michigan State.
Mr. Kessler, would you enlighten Mr. DePietro, or I'm sure Mr. Swenson or Frank Palange, Uncle Bernie might even know. There are a lot of people that would know that, but I'll come back to that. We'll see who is the first one to get that. Tony says, I bet that gives the inmates hope and reduces, here comes a huge word, recidivism. Tony, did you think that, well, see, now if John was reading that, we would have had a problem. You're just fortunate that I pulled that one up and I could read it. There's a wonderful program. I wish they offered this in our area. That's not out there yet. Maria, pretty cool as far as the program. Boom. Not enough work training programs for inmates. That's true. That's nationwide. That training program is a win-win, work skills for the inmates and much needed techs for the industry. And Brian, he laughs. And Bill Sell's back in again. Bill Sell also was.
Those guys.
He composed another one that worked on 5 minutes.
Bernie and Bill.
When I called Bill at 5 minutes to 7 and said, I hope you're at the computer. And fortunately he was, and he just fired that baby up and orchestrated a beautiful show. So we thank you, Mr. Zell.
Well, the reality is Zagami went to happy hour at 3 p.m. And then by 6:45, he was in no shape.
Right.
You get those 3-for-1 Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And you mentioned that I did take May up to Atlanta for the Eagles concert, but we had an engagement here the next day. So I was up all day Thursday. The concert Thursday night. The concert got over at midnight. We hopped in the car and I drove 14 hours straight back to Naples. A couple of stops at Starbucks, a couple of hours in the rest area. Felt like good as new.
Folks, I still say he's nuts to do that, driving on those.
Let me answer Maria. Will you both be at the Tampa show this year? I will be at the Tampa show. I don't think John is because he's going to be on.
I will be on the road en route.
Finish the welcomes, and then you can tell them about the trip. Sandy didn't get to go to RVDA. What was the most exciting thing that happened that you can talk about? Well, we had two.
Yeah, go ahead. You can get into that now.
We had two New England winners that were recognized at the show.
Top 50.
Longview RV, and that is Frank and Suzanne Roberts, who now own it. Frank, older folks who know Fran and Shirley. And you hear us talk about Rick Kessler in the comments. That's Rick.
There. Can you zoom in on him?
No, I can't zoom in on that.
No.
And then on the right-hand side is Sherm Goldenberg. And then in addition to them, we had, what do we have? Where'd my Hemlock Hill go? Sometimes these things disappear. All right, I will get the Hemlock Hill and put it back up. I know I had it.
I know you just showed it to me a few minutes ago.
I must do so. Oh, wait a minute. I got a few more here. No, Neil, Yogi. No, I'll have to come back and dig that one.
All right,
back.
Kessler's happy. He gets to be on the screen the whole time when you're fumbling trying to find something else.
That's true. That's true. I did. Now, they did. Hemlock Hill did get the top 50, and I promise you, I'll pull up the picture. But Chris Andrew was also awarded the Chairman's Award, which is at the discretion of the current chairman, which is Nate Hale on the left-hand side there. And that's for his many, many years of volunteer activity with RVDA. And this year was his last year. He was the past chairman and was responsible for the conference, which was fantastic. We had over 1,600 dealers there, so it was good for that. So yes, and then I think we covered all. Oh no, Dante says don't have to go to prison to take the course. It is the same program as RVTI, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, it's offered by RVTI. It's an RVTI program.
Chris is representing RVTI as the trainer. He does training for RVTI. Yeah, look for me. I will be there probably Tuesday and Wednesday, Maria, to do that. Yep. So, do we have any questions from the fans? I have. Let me throw off because there's another slide that I think I'm missing. Nope, here it is. Let me throw this one up. So this is a question for our fans. How many of you are aware that RVIC, the National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds, has been rebranded and the new name is Advancing Outdoor Hospitality?
Wait.
Well, that's not that. No, the new name is Outdoor Hospitality Industry. The tagline is Advancing Outdoor Hospitality.
Go back for 1 second.
Go back where?
Go back for 1 second here. Put us both on before we go to RVIC here. How many people know? Now you're asking how many people know that RVIC changed their name?
Right.
I want to go back and ask a little bit more basic question. How many people know what RVIC is? And
you can answer either question. Now, the reason that I ask is I've talked to a couple of people in the industry since this name took place, and I hear that there were many people in the industry and in the audience of the annual convention, which I think was last week or the week before.
Last week, yeah.
Who did not know anything about it until it popped up on the screen at the convention. So nothing leaked out. I knew nothing of it. In fact, I caught it one morning. It came through about 6 o'clock in the morning. Sent it over to our good friend Scott Baer at Cairn Consulting, and he hadn't known about it either. So it doesn't appear to be highly publicized before they did it. And the name is let me show you something else.
But let me ask you a question.
What?
If nobody knows who you are to begin with, nobody cares what you changed your name to.
Well, that's true. But now they put out a what'd they do? They put out a YouTube video, a short one, and see if I can do this without screwing up. But watch the video carefully. That's if I get it to work now, remember. Boo boo.
Risers, the Dawn Patrol, the ones who can't wait to get the fresh air in their lungs and feel the sun on their faces. And you work tirelessly through the day, every day, till the last thing is done and everything is quiet and right. Who are you? You are the remarkable owners, operators, and staff of one of North America's greatest treasures, the outdoor hospitality industry. You are the smiling faces at the front desk, the ones with all the answers, the ones who know the greatest sights and sounds, and the best place from which to watch a sunset. And we are Ojai. Our members come from every corner of our amazing continent. The ones who provide a home away from home for RVers, backpackers, weekend warriors, glampers, campers, and everything in between. We've been the outdoor hospitality industry's leading partner, advocate, and champion for almost 60 years, and we're just getting started. We believe our greatest stories are yet to be told, and we want to tell them with you. So for all those that call the business of outdoor hospitality life, we at Ojai will work to be first on the road, leading, helping, guiding, and empowering you as you continue to give the gift of adventure to everyone, everywhere. We'll see you out there. Ojai, advancing outdoor hospitality. Learn more about membership with Ojai at ojai.org.
Bear with me, because I'm going to play it again and watch it again and see what you can tell what. That is too long. Let's see it.
We'll see you out there. Ojai, advancing outdoor hospitality. Learn more about membership.
All right, now let's do this.
You are the early risers, the dawn patrol, the ones who can't wait to get the fresh air in their lungs and feel the sun on their faces. And you work tirelessly through the day, every day, till the last thing is done and everything is quiet and right. Who are you? You are the remarkable owners, operators, and staff of one of North America's greatest treasures, the outdoor hospitality industry. You are the smiling faces at the front desk, the ones with all the answers, the ones who know the greatest sights and sounds, and the best place from which to watch a sunset. And we are Ojai. Our members come from every corner of our amazing continent. The ones who provide a home away from home to RVers, backpackers, weekend warriors, glampers, campers, and everything in betweeners. We've been the outdoor hospitality industry's leading partner, advocate, and champion for almost 60 years, and we're just getting started. We believe our greatest stories are yet to be told, and we want to tell them with you. So for all those that call the business of outdoor hospitality life, we at Ojai will work to be first on the road, leading, helping, guiding, and empowering you as you continue to give the gift of adventure to everyone, everywhere. We'll see you out there. Ojai, advancing outdoor hospitality.
So, seeing that you're the media guy, John, expert, I shouldn't say guy, I'll give you the first shot. You get one answer, then I'm going to go to the comments. What's missing in that video?
Energy, excitement, enthusiasm.
True. Okay.
Association.
So you took four guesses when I asked you one. Let's see if anybody else picked up on it. I'm going to go to the end just in case. Does not really even tell you what they do for us and how. Good point. Dante, why haven't we ever heard about this? Don Hawes, RVs are missing. Bill Sell.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me? What do they do? It does not really even tell you what they do for us and how. Why haven't we ever heard of this? Their new domain has no web pages yet. They should never have posted this until they had content on the new website, ojai.org. I got on that website today, Don, so I'm not sure if you were having problems on your end. Is a park domain at GoDaddy, so it may have gone live during the day. Bill Sell, I thought it was a glamping industry group, and I am a whole lot closer to this stuff. That's true than most people. Where's Mr. Swenson? Jim Convoy, spell check, Ojai. No, outdoor hospitality industry. But how many people are going to think it means Ohio?
Right, exactly.
Bernie Collin, I assume they are transitioning to a more glamping-centric format. When somebody wakes up at the crack of dawn, you're supposed to say, oh, hi, instead of what you actually did say. Now go wash out your mouth. One more here. Unless it's RV News Magazine or in a chat somewhere, you don't tend to hear about them. Well, let's see. What Jim says, OTI, seen a couple of press releases. Here's Walter. Let's see what Walter was quick. See, I'm going from the bottom to the top. So Walter was in early. I have heard of it before and saw the press release, but as an industry group and not sure if it helps the end user. And it is quite concerning that the list. Well, here's the point. There is absolutely, here's my point, the thing I picked up. There is no reference to RVing, but they reference that they've been doing this stuff really well for 60 years, and it is a rebranding campaign.
But it has to brand from something to be rebranding.
Right. So wouldn't you want to, and wouldn't you want to remind people, even if they only occasionally heard of RVing, so now they're going to have to go through a whole orientation as to who they are, what they do, and it is very vague as far as whether it's glampers or campers or RVs or campgrounds, because don't forget, RVing was the National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds, and a lot of those were small to independent, family-owned campgrounds. They rely on associations for their information, their education, their training, and whatever. But I thought that was very poorly done as far as trying to introduce that brand.
Well, we met one of their executives a good 10 years ago at an event that we spoke at, and said, hey, we'll be happy to help you out. And he basically said to you and me, we're all set. Okay. And I've been watching them, and, but look at the comments that our consumer friends who are not in the industry are saying right here.
Right.
And Tony said it. Click on Tony's, the last one at 724. But that's true. It didn't say who they were.
And the big question that I think certainly people that I've talked to in the industry, they say, why at this time rebrand? Probably a story behind it, but you should explain. When you have that much of a dramatic rebranding of the company or an association, it requires a lot more explanation for your members, because your members, that's going to be seen by all the members, and they're going to have the same discussion that we're having right now with our knowledgeable campers and experienced RV people that look at it and say, I'm not sure.
And if you're the people that run the campgrounds, why would you have a 10-year-old kid or an 8-year-old kid on the swing there?
Say that again.
If you're the people that run the campgrounds, the labor, the companies that build, that run and maintain the campgrounds, why would one of the pictures be of a kid on the swing?
Because that's one of the amenities that they have in the campground. I'm not following your line of questioning.
You'd have to, we could go through it frame by frame, but I just felt that, it had dark pictures, it had all dark photos, did it not?
Yeah.
It didn't have anything bright except for that campground at the end.
Yeah.
And, did KOA pay to be part of it? Did Sun Outdoors pay to be part of it? Did Jellystone pay to be part of it, but not get featured?
Well, and certainly if you're an association of campgrounds and the like, and you have people like that, it's no different than when we have the super dealers, when we do RV dealerships, but you'll see Camping World advertise, you'll see Blue Compass, you'll see them take major sponsorships at stuff. So where are the Jellystones and the KOAs and the Blue Water
and did
Spacious Skies? Where is that constituency?
Right. And why did it not show a well, somebody brought up glamping. I don't know if I saw a glamping tent in it, but I certainly didn't see any park models.
Nope.
I saw at least 3 shots of the old KOA cabins.
Yep.
Which you hardly see in their promotional stuff anymore.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I'll tell you what, I want to jump out and get.
Bob, that's a good idea to ask our audience, because, I'm not pandering to the audience, but we have a show with an audience of campers, people who actually camp.
Right.
Okay. People who own RVs. I mean, what better resource can you get for sounding board on this topic than people that actually camp?
Yep.
And, Bernie will tell you that many of the people that sell RVs don't own them because they work they work all the hours. But when you get a Chris Andro that actually camps, when you get a Dwayne Cyrus that actually camps,
Jim Conboy out there every weekend.
Conboy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mike, what's Mike? Mike Roy? No, Jim Roy. He camps. Do me a favor, John. I'm going to put the commercial up. We're halfway. I want you to talk about that. I'm going to jump back out and get Hemlock Hill because I felt bad about that.
Okay, so I'll do the commercial.
You do the commercial and then extend it. I'll jump back in real quick here.
Oh, folks, look at this. We actually hit it live at the 30-minute mark. Proud sponsor of RV in New England. We can't say enough about the folks at Seacoast RVs in Saco, Maine, right on Route 1. Look at, they got a great store. They've got great propane service. They've got a wide selection of products that are on the lot right now. They sold a lot of crop park model units. They sold a lot of elevation park model units. In fact, they're the number one dealer in the country in the category for both of those companies. So that says quite a bit. And the fact that they kept the number one spot with crop is interesting because they gained the number one spot with elevation. So cool. Go see our friends, Kenny, Amanda, and the whole gang. So where are we going here? We got a lot more comments here, Bob. A lot more comments.
Yeah, I just put the picture up there. Where the hell did it go? Here it is. Now I feel better. They took 6 people. No, 5, 1, 2, 4 people to the event. That's Hemlock Hill getting the top 50 award. Now, don't forget, there's only 50 dealers in the country, and we had 2 of them. And that's...
Now, the interesting thing to note is Chris Andro, he's not the president anymore. So when he goes to Vegas, he also serves as a waiter in one of the steakhouses at Paris. So he was able to leave the dinner duty and go collect that award, and then he had to go right back to being a waiter.
Then they got a little bonus too. Our good friend Neil Portnoy was hired by Easy Care.
Yep.
That's still on the extreme left. He's drawing Norm Vachon from Cold Springs RV. And then you see Michelle and Jason Andro with their caricatures from Neil Portnoy there with Walt Burns, who's an Easy Care brand manager, also a member of NERVDA and a great sponsor in the past. So that was some of the fun that they had. And
Neil's the best. Neil is the best.
Yep. And his Neil drawing. Now this was, we had gone out to a restaurant. We went out to the Italian American Club. So if you ever go to Las Vegas, stay off the strip. Don't go to all the fancy, expensive restaurants. Go to the Italian American Club. And that was the home port for Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., everybody in that era went to the Italian American Club. It's the same building today that it was back in the 50s and 60s.
It hasn't been remodeled either.
Nope. The food is fantastic. It's half the price of what you'd pay on the strip.
Yep.
The entertainment that night was a guy named Nick Cole. They get all kinds of entertainment friends in there. Neil's kind of like the mayor these days because when he walks into the restaurant, they'll say the Portneys are in the house. And then this is us on the bottom right there with Frank Sinatra before we were departing the restaurant. Absolutely great food. Now, don't forget, if you go there, the Italian American Club.
Who was the guy last year that was in there that's about 95 years old? That
Pat Cooper, the old comedian.
Was it Pat Cooper? Was it him?
Yeah.
That was it. Did you see any celebs this year, or did they not show up because they knew I wasn't going to be there?
No, just me. In fact, instead of saying that Neil Portnoy in the house, the entertainer looked up and he said, "Hey, that RV guy from Boston's here." So he got it happy. So by next year, they should be able to know my name, and I should get a much better presentation.
Now, did you get the double stuffed pork chop again?
No, Neil did. I got the veal parmesan. I like a good veal parmesan fit.
I'm salivating over that food. Yeah. Folks, Bob is 100% correct. You can go to, one of the big hotels on the strip, the big names, and pay $50 for a bowl of pasta, or you can go a little bit off the strip and get great food and an audience, not an audience, but a group of diners that they're all friends. It seems like everybody in there knows everybody, right, Bob?
Yeah, it was funny. May was looking at the expenses today, and she came in and she said, "What's the Cafe Normandie?" And I said, "Well, that's the coffee shop at the Paris." So I was up early one morning, and I went down to get a cup of coffee and do some work at the cafe. And I said, and I must have been so asleep, I used the wrong credit card. Instead of using the NERBDA card, I used my own personal card. And she said, "Well, what did you have for $28? And I said, "A cup of coffee and a donut." And that's the truth. Cup of coffee and a donut were $28 at the Paris.
Yeah, but you got 2 cups of the coffee.
No, I got a large coffee, but
okay. So let's go back to these comments because
and the donuts suck too. So
yeah.
You want me to start at the bottom and go up?
No. Go back up to 724. 2 feathers.
Wow, good comments tonight. Holy Christ.
Okay. I'm telling you, we have the most intelligent audience. Okay. What do they do? It looks like the Campground Association of Ohio, does it not?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right? Somebody else said that. I think Jim Conboy said that same thing. Dante, What do they do? Bill Sell, what's in it for me? RVs, they were missing. Someone spent a truckload of cash on new branding so the organization can have a new name.
We did that one. Let's go back here. Is this a new one? John is talking about overall theme, and I agree. What was the main depiction for the brand? Yeah, three letters that say nothing. And you're right. Everybody's going to see it and they say, did they leave an O out of that name?
Right. Yep.
I think they were shortchanged on the money they spent from the press release. Okay, from the press release. The rebranding was the culmination of more than a year of work that included member surveys and interviews, ideation workshops, hours and hours of thoughtful collaboration, high-level research, and testing and evaluation from all angles. Well, then how the hell do I know so many people in the business that didn't know anything about it until they flashed it up on the screen at the meeting?
Yeah, including some key members of that organization.
So obviously the guy that wrote the press release probably never saw what was going on behind it. Somebody gave him some nice words to put down on it. But
okay, go to Bernie.
That is an interesting comment. Uncle Bernie says, with all the Wall Street money going into these parks, it is my opinion the RVer, the middle class, is being squeezed out in lieu of the $300 per night customer. Well, there is a lot of consolidation, much like there is in the RV industry, and it has brought about higher prices because they're making big investments. But there's still private campgrounds, and just as we support our smaller dealers in NERBDA the same way we do the Camping Worlds and the Campers Inn, then this new branding can't squeeze out the small mom and pop campgrounds, because many times that's your best experience, just as it is working with a small RV dealer.
But let's be 100% honest here. When you look at that video, if we weren't doing an RV show and you saw that, you showed it to somebody at O'Hare Airport, how many of them are going to connect it to this industry?
None.
Okay.
All right.
Mechanic that built this campaign for them. Yeah. Okay. That must be the name of them.
Mr. Swenson says the marketing company was Mechanic that built this campaign for them. Okay, Walter's on the computer. Walter's in research mode now. We put the beer
advertising agency in Alexandria, Virginia.
He's got something to chase, so he's chasing it now. He's going to be. He'll have more info. Yeah, stay tuned. Walter will be back with more information in 10 minutes. I camp. Oh, Brian Wigman. Hey, Brian. He hasn't been up for a while. Jerry Plant. Good point, Bernie. The winter trip we took 8 years ago, we averaged $35 a night. Try that now. Two Feathers Restoration. Shoot, I did camp, LOL. Now it's when I go to RV shows, so it seems. Don says, excellent point, Uncle Bernie. And Tony woke up from his nap. He says, some MBA using desk logic instead of real-world experience usefulness so that they spent a fortune on a bunch of worthless rebranding. Sounds like new Coke. Sandy Bach. Wow, Sandy hasn't been on for a while. Hi, Sandy. You guys are jumping around, watching some ad twice. Why? I am leaving this not really about RVs. Well, goodbye, Sandy. It's just I guess she didn't like it. All right. I assume she's no longer here. So we did piss off one person tonight, I guess. Tony Barthel. When I go to Vegas, I always go to the Hofbrau. Good German food. Yep. Sandy. I will be in Vegas next month to scope out a location for an event. KOA is there now. I am not. That makes me sad, but grandchild time came first. They're right. Yesterday, the KOA convention opened, but they were smart. They must have known what this week was going to like because they are a couple of miles off the strip. And why is that important? This is a piece of trivia, folks. And when you see TV this weekend, you're going to think about Bob. The convention center, I guess, somebody in Las Vegas signed a 10-year contract with F1 Racing. They have transformed Las Vegas, the strip, and around all the hotels into an F1 racetrack. Now, to do that, they had to build stands for the fans. And there's a lot of money in F1. So they took down all the trees in front of the Bellagio, all the trees in front of Caesars, took the whole trees out. And because of the way the contract reads, they had to build stands and put up walls that were high enough to block the name of any hotel. Because if it shows up on TV with the name of the hotel, they have to pay money. You know, all those walkways they have across the LA Strip, the boulevard, they took all of those panels and have covered them over. So people who are using them because they have to get back from one hotel to the other cannot look down and watch the race for free. Now, on top of that, F1 is really a Middle Eastern European sport. So they have so many private jets coming in from Saudi Arabia. This is true. They have so many private jets coming in, they can't land them all there. They're going to have to land in Arizona and get luxury limousines to drive them back to Las Vegas. Now imagine if we ought to put John Kerry, strap him to a pole in Phoenix and make him watch all these private jets fly into the airport and then calculate the amount of fuel they wasted. But then the kicker, if you happen to be an F1 fan and say, you know, I'd really like to watch that F1 race. I like that to go running all around. The race doesn't start until 10 o'clock at night because 10 o'clock at night is prime time over in the Middle East. So the race is going to, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and if you're in a hotel on the strip, these 50 cars, I think it's 50 cars going 200 miles an hour, it's 50 laps, are going to be going down the strip 50 times. But the guy said, well, don't worry about that. He says, because we tripled the cost of the hotel rooms, and everybody that takes the hotel rooms are going to be people coming in for the race. So that's your little tidbit. It's an absolute, nobody in Las Vegas likes this idea except the guys that signed the contract. The cab drivers are mad, Uber, the restaurants are mad. They're not going to get the traffic. It's crazy.
So if you're in a strip location hotel, you're not going to get to sleep either because those cars are loud.
Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good day, mates.
Good day, mates. Sorry to be late.
Yeah, she's in a different time zone.
Well, you almost made the closing commercial, Julie. So.
Yeah. Now, Tony, look, there's Tony with his side conversation.
I was going to say,
howdy to Julie.
What's he saying howdy for now? He's been on for 45 minutes.
No, he said how to Judy.
You're saying that right? Yeah.
Julie.
Yeah. F1 Racing. Walter. biggest mistake F1 has ever made, and they have made a bunch of mistakes in the past. So we covered a couple of big mistakes tonight. Who else has got some? Let me see what I else said. I do want to give recognition to a couple of local campgrounds because Yogi Bear Jellystone gave out their annual awards at their convention recently. And the top performer, oh, you can't see the whole thing. Cranberry Acres was a top performer. They've only been in business 3 years down by the Cape. They were receiving an award. And up in New Hampshire, the Glen Ellen Yogi Bear Camp Resort up in Glen, New Hampshire, received 5 awards, including Camp Resort of the Year for the Eastern region. So congratulations to those folks. Have any of you camped at those campgrounds? Might be a good place. Oh, there. Now I took that off. Okay, so that's better. So you can see that, and there you go. And then the other one is Cranberry Acres in Massachusetts. So has anybody camped at those award-winning campgrounds? And if not, we hope you will certainly visit with them next year to see what makes them really top-notch and winning all those types of awards.
Bill Sell has a point there.
Okay.
It was the Convention and Visitors Bureau that signed the agreement with the. Go higher. Go up one more.
Boop, boop, boop.
To the other Bill's. Yeah. Okay. South Fork is south down on the strip. It's on the way to California.
So
and it was Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Bureau who signed this contract for 10 years.
So what's the relationship with South Forks Casino, Bill? Is that
that might be the turnaround point?
That may be maybe a good one if you don't want to stay directly on the funeral.
Yeah.
RVing OHI.
Yeah. Sandy's asking $3,000 landing fee per aircraft, no matter size. The locals are pissed.
Who says 3,000?
Go above that. Go one above it. 2 feathers.
2 feathers. $3,000 landing fee per aircraft, no matter the size. Locals are pissed. They are. The people are crazy, and they're working around the clock to get it done because practice starts. I think it started yesterday. So good luck to KOA because they're far enough away. They hope. If you're at Jellystone Park, do you get an award for no boo-boos?
Oh,
Tony. You know what's amazing? This guy makes a good living in this industry. Maybe we should be more like him. I don't know, but if you look at it between the 2 women there, they do get a stat. Isn't that Yogi on the statue? Yeah. Don Huss said, greatly missed camping in New Hampshire. Spent time at Bethel Woods in Holderness and Cascade in Laconia. New Hampshire is beautiful, especially in the fall. Oh, Sandy had asked a question before about anything special. I will say this. You folks remember Allie Rasmussen, CEO of Spacious Skies Campgrounds. She's been a good friend. We've had her on a couple of times. They exhibited at the Boston show last year. Yeah. If I heard her name once, I heard it 10 times when we were talking about campgrounds, or she was on a committee. She got some awards on this or something on that. She has really made a name for herself. And how long have you been out there, John? 3 years?
3 years.
Yeah. So she is doing a great job. And I don't think she's on tonight, but people in the campground industry know who Allie Rasmussen is. Oh, KOA is at South Point. Okay. South Point, the name, that is where to hold the event off the strip. All right. And
big place. It's right on I-15.
Jerry says Cranberry's only been at Jellystone for a year. Camped there before when they were Shady Pounds. Jerry, I think it's more than a year. It was a couple of young people that took it over and I think they put a lot of work into it. I mean, you're closer to it. You could probably walk over there from the bridge, walk off the bridge and go see them. But I think it's more than a year. Anybody stayed at Cranberry Acres? Walter, I think you'd stay someplace else when you go down the Cape. Do that. You may have seen a post this week that we did. Mark and Don Pope wanted to thank everybody for their 24 years in business. So we got. I told Don the other day, we got to plan a blowout birthday party for these guys next year for their 25th year. But that's the top consumer education company in the business, and 24 years is good, but 25 is going to be a lot more fun. Uncle Bernie still on there? Any comments from Bernie? As far as the RBDA convention, let me just pull that off here. Why do I still have that up there? Oop. The two things, I went to a lot of the workshops for the dealers, and it is a trade association, it is a trade conference, but I learned things from the dealers that helped me do a better job at NERBDA. But I went to a couple of excellent social media programs, and one of the best programs was kind of an introduction to AI by Ron Wheeler, who does a lot of work with RV dealers around the country. And I've been playing around with AI on Chat GPT just to see if there's applications for it in our industry. So I went to it thinking, I'll know a little bit more than most of the dealers in the room. And by the time I got done, I was looking for the dunce cap in the corner. I will tell you this, if you have not started studying AI, especially as it relates to sales and marketing and promoting your companies and your businesses, find some courses and get some homework under your belt. This thing is the real deal, and it's not going to go away. I was shocked at what I don't know about that program and the positive things that you can do with it. So it wasn't presented from a standpoint of it's bad for the industry or it's going to wipe out jobs or it's going to steal copyrighted material. It was about how you could use it to save a lot of labor in the thought process of things that you do. One example that he gave was you're doing a sales meeting on Monday morning. You say to the salespeople, hey, we're going to do a sale next week and it's going to be on Black Friday. And I need 10 ideas to put into our social media campaign. And you get the whiteboard out and your flip chart out and you sit there and you waste 2 or 3 hours putting all this information up there to try to develop your campaign. So Ron puts into Chat GPT, give me 10 ideas for a Black Friday sale on RVs. And within 5 seconds, they're on the screen. But then he takes it a step further. He says, take number 3, expand it, and give me 10 reasons why somebody should do that. It's like we were talking together. And bingo, another 10. And he did this for five or six iterations that started out. So within 30 seconds, he had a total. When you go, there's 10, then there's 100, then there's 1,000. He had 100,000 answers to his question in less than 30 minutes that you could then put down and put it onto thing. Now, how long would it take a copywriter or a salesperson or marketing person? So yeah, it's going to cost people's jobs, but it's going to give some people a real competitive advantage on what they're doing. That was your tech tip for the night. And speaking about that, Walter must have a comment on AI because they must be doing. I'm going to go backwards on here. Bernie Culleton, congratulations to the Polks, 24 years of educating RVers. Dante, do you think they recorded the AR seminar? They didn't, but I might have a copy of the slides. We're on public television, so I have to be careful what I say. Two feathers. Depends on what version of AI. It is used in many ways. That's true. And now some of these companies are working on the 5th version. Boston Uncovered. Is that just an article on them getting the award, Jerry? Sandy, got to run, have a call in 5. Oh, please let me talk about what we are doing with AI safety for our industry sometime. You are always welcome back, Sandy. Anytime you want to come back, it's just that you run so fast, you don't stop long enough to spend an hour with John and Bob. So slow down a little bit and we'll get you on the show. Don, we all should thank the Polks for their service to our country. That's correct. To our country and our industry, Don. Hey, just listening. Okay. Bill Sell. Okay, that's the point.
Yeah, we're all caught up.
Yeah, all caught. And what is 7:56? All right. Anything else crossing your mind before we close it out, John?
No, good show. You know what? I just thank our audience. They're just, especially that topic that we didn't plan on making an issue of the RVing name change by any means. But when you look at what the public viewed that video as, you know what? It's our audience is the best. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I thank him also. It was a great show and a lot of good comments, a lot of stuff back and forth. So
you know what? If any companies want to test their advertising or promotion with us before they go national with it and spend a lot of money for something that doesn't work. One thing about our audience, Bob, if they are not in favor of something, they have no problem at all telling that, they think it should be run a little bit differently.
Well, that's true. Sandy Bach jumped on, didn't like it, and jumped off.
Yeah.
So who else can get instant feedback?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of your show, we got it all.
Well, hey, we're talking about a camping organization. So she said, you're not talking about RVs. Well, you know what? You take RVs to campgrounds.
Right. Where you're going to use the product, Steve Hogan. Can you make those available? I might be able to, Steve. Might be able to.
Go to Tony.
Tony, if it weren't for artificial intelligence, some would have none at all. We love using AI as a tool, but it's no substitute for real intelligence. Well, that was Ron's point throughout the presentation. You still have to have the human being monitoring it, watching it. Somebody has to be intelligent enough to know what questions to put in to get the information that you expect to get out. So yeah, it's not a simple process. That's why I say I felt like the dunce in the room when he got done, because there was so much stuff that I had no clue what he was talking about. And Judy and Mark, gotta bounce. Happy Thanksgiving for next. Oh, thank you. There's my last slide. You are wonderful. I every year I forget to do this. We will not have a show next week. So we demand that you enjoy Thanksgiving with your family and friends, or watch all the football games, but we're going to take next week off and do that with our families, and hope that you have a chance to do the same thing.
Go back to that turkey again. Now, honestly, folks, as we close this show, have any of you ever put those little white booties on the turkey?
We never have.
We never have. We should segue right into our final sponsorship mention.
Yes, we will.
And give them their due. And special thanks to our friends at Seacoast RV for sponsoring this show. They're the best people to deal with. They've got propane. They've got a great store. They've got 3 black labs and a yellow lab. And they have crop and elevation and Winnebago, creating family fun on US Route 1.
All right.
See you, folks. See you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye, everybody.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.